Greetings, I am GoldenWing and welcome back to Let's Play Space Engineers, where I have been busy, and by I mean the nanites, and busy I mean they've been working a lot. It's close. So let's take a look. Tons of stuff left to do, and what is of no surprise to anyone, we are massively short on superconductors. Turn on the lights here. Some shield components. Mostly superconductors. I think these require some arc reactor components too. But just silly amounts of superconductors. I'll show you the queue list for the nanites. But crazy amounts of stuff. Crazy amounts of stuff. But they're coming right along. The side's getting a little further along. We've got at least one of the reactors done back here. Yay. These guys, these are going to require, shock, more superconductors. We need something in the realm of 16,000 more superconductors. Yeah, 16,000. Just silly amounts. But it's coming right along. You guys left some great comments. I really appreciate that. And it seemed the preferred... Oh, that's... I'm horrible with colors. You guys haven't picked that up, by the way. Seemed the preferred deal here was to stick these on top, which I sort of agree with. Necessary? No. Looks cool? Absolutely. This one's a little further along. Yeah, okay. So that's maybe what it would look like. Don't know. I don't know if I like that. I mean, we could totally stack another one on top. Not that that's necessary. But then the room would just look... You know what I mean? It would just look packed. I sort of liked that this center area was a little more open. The other thing I was thinking is we could replace the flooring here with railings around it. Let me see if I can't swap those, and maybe you guys can tell me what you prefer. So, we can have it look like this. Give me just a second. Or we can have it look like this. I don't know. To be honest, I can't decide. This isn't bad. Maybe this is the way to go. I mean, for that matter, we could choose to. So it would require more superconductors. Raffle. We could stick more jump drives. I don't know. Does that look too much? We definitely do not need 12 jump drives. Shoot, we don't even need 6 jump drives. I just simply cannot decide. Better that way? I don't know. You guys will have to let me know. I'll have to give it some more thought. These are looking pretty cool now that they're sort of put together. Digging that. We'll have to add the modular bits to the side. So, that's sort of that. Other kind of... I don't know whether I'd call it cleanup or not, but little bits that I wanted to address. In a few of the comments, and rightfully so, pointed out that maybe it's not the best of ideas to have, you know, the entirety of the ship in one essentially giant room. If we were to lose pressurization in a, say, this room, we would lose pressurization everywhere. That's a very good point, and I concur. So, I was thinking airlocks is the way to go. I was sort of thinking how we might do that. If we were to put an airlock there, how would we work around this? My original intention was to actually have this boxed in. We can do that. Then I'm thinking I still want to keep this kind of curved aesthetic we've got going on here. Let's see if we can't play around with that a little bit. Let it come up. Maybe fill in the middle bits. Something like that, maybe? Still not happy with these upper corners. Oh, and it occurs to me that that's not going to work because I don't have any power. It looks sort of like that. That looks pretty decent. Actually, I'm going to remove this because I do actually want to get into this room. Really need to work about full inventories. That's okay. That's what the nanites are here for. I'm going to rotate these around. Well, the nanites would hurry up and clean up the mess that I caused.
Inventory full.
Of course my inventory is full. I mean, why would my inventory not be full? That looks pretty decent, I think. Seriously, folks? Could you just... There's 2 displays. Could you just... put them... Thank you. I don't think that's bad. Yeah, and then we'll just put an airlock block there. That'll separate the room. Cool. I sort of like that. I'm gonna go build that over here. Hang on. There we are. So, that's not bad. I don't think. I also sort of adjusted the way it looks from the inside. I pulled the top blocks out and made it a little more kind of curved. My intention is to plug these holes with solid blocks. But we don't have a consistent power supply in the ship. And without a power supply, these doors don't open. Unfortunately. So, for now, we'll just do it that way. And we will do something along the same lines here. We'll have... essentially another door there. And then we'll have to kind of, I don't know, maybe just bring the wall in. Something like that. That way this room will be independently pressurized. As far as the vents for the rooms, because we went with the floor the way we did, this isn't actually sealed, obviously, and there's like this giant hole here. So we can get away with just putting some vents down here under the floor, and they'll happily pressurize the lower area and the upper. So those will be independently pressurized. The other bit that I was thinking about, get in here, is places like here in the maintenance tunnels. So the maintenance tunnels themselves have air supplies. Here we are. Internal vent cube. If we get an internal vent cube, it'll plug right into the maintenance tunnel network, and that will pressurize the maintenance tunnels. We can stick these around, and then all of our maintenance tunnels will independently be pressurized. I think I still had, yeah, the airlock. We stick an airlock on the end of that. Of course, I can't get back there now. You get the idea. So, maintenance tunnels themselves will be closed off, and they'll have their own ventilation and pressure. So that's looking pretty good. I better think about getting some energy. So I'm down to 8. We'll zip down here. I can show you guys what I was talking about. Check in with the nanite control factory. Yeah. Look at this. It's missing 2,000 dense steel plates, 9,152 arc reactor components, and 16,589 superconductors. Oh yeah, and 12,842 reactor components. We're missing just a little bit. So our production systems are working hard away at trying to make a whole litany of stuff. Tim's trying to keep up with the whole thing. It's a giant thing. We'll just queue up a bunch more nonsense. Much more of those. It'll be fine. So, that's kind of that. The next thing I was hoping to get some idea of is how this might work. I'd been sort of referring to these as nacelles, for lack of any better word. I want this to be 5 wide. Wow. Hopefully that doesn't cause any damage. Well, if it does. Nanites will clean it up. But I'm not sure nacelles is the right word. Because nacelles sort of bring up the idea of, you know, Star Trek and engines and such. But it is going to be sort of a long, thinnish room along the side of the vessel. What goes in it, I'm not sure yet. I haven't quite decided. Stuff? Hopefully important stuff? Tanks? I'm not sure. We'll see. I do know I want it to handle mining. So maybe it goes to full length? I'm not sure. I'll tell you what, I'm going to get a bit of this framed out so that I have some idea as to a general shape. And I'll bring you back. Hang on. Okay, so I've got a general shape kind of framed out here. First I went and made it... Where's my block? Our hallways are 5 wide. So we've got a wall, 3 wide hallway, and a wall. And I wanted it to be bigger than a hallway. So I made it 7. And then I decided that I wanted to start getting away from... We've got sort of a collection of cubes here. And I wanted to give this part of the ship a little more of a style to it and break up some of those 90-degree edges. So I took the this bit, the light armor slope, and I put one here and then inverted it there, and then put another one inverted again to give this sort of 45-degree angle up like this. My imagination is like the rest of the rooms, this will be sort of the crawl space underneath. This will be where the floor sits, and the room will start at this level and go up. Then I took the 2x1 light armor slopes, and I went up 2 blocks and in 1, put another 45-degree angle here to join them, and then did that again, which kind of brought us up close to our normal ceiling height. The spacing worked out such that they are 3 spaces apart, or 3 spaces between them all the way down. Not actually sure if we have windows that'll fit there, but we'll deal with that in a minute, I guess. And, no, I think it's looking pretty reasonable. Gives it sort of an interesting profile along the side that I think will look kind of smart. So let me see if I can't get the nanites to help me out in putting this together, and we will take a closer look at it. So, let me get them doing that, and I'll be right back. After checking in with the nanites and realizing that they were not building the platform as quickly as I would like, I can see why. We are not only out of iron, we are also out of gold. Is there anything else jumps out at me? Silver. We're a little low on silver. I'm going to have to go do some mining. I'm going to go do some mining off camera, and I will check back in with you guys. After a whole lot of mining, we came up with 3 million iron. Definitely needed that. I picked up 3 million gold. It's been working on refining that. We're also pretty much out of silver. So I picked up silver, but silver is rough to try and get. I have a hard time trying to find asteroids that have a decent amount of silver on it. Iron, I was able to pick up the 3 million iron at a single asteroid. Gold, I was able to get 3 million gold at a single asteroid. The 836,000 silver I got, I had to hunt around asteroids. I think I had to get it off of 3 or 4 different asteroids to get that amount of silver. Really wanted to get more like 3 million. But, well, 836 can have to do for now. Because I am running out of recording time, to be perfectly honest. But I am really excited to see how the nanites fared. I made sure to grab the iron first. So our assembly of that room up there should be pretty well, yeah, pretty well underway. Take a look how this formed up. Yeah, that's sort of what I was thinking. I think that looks pretty slick, actually. So we'll do the same kind of flooring method we did before, where we'll have the kind of platforms, as it were. And I'll have to play around with windows, because I have to be honest, I'm not sure whether we have a window that's one by... I don't know if we have a window that's sloped, you know what I mean, in the right fashion there. You're not going to be the right angle. Try you anyway. Ooh, that one might work. See if we can get him to rotate correctly. Well, it's close. It's sort of not perfect. What was this one like? Hey, that's not bad. You guys think of that? That's not bad. Get you to place. Yeah. Huh? How about that? It's not terrible. Kind of digging that, actually. So that's sort of how it would look. I kind of like that. Oh, that worked out better than I thought it would. That's slick. Digging that. Alright, cool. This is good. This is good. Now we'll have, definitely want mining lasers on this section. And I was thinking of putting in, I'm just going to sort of put this down anywhere so we can just sort of get an idea. Let's see, that would be right up against the wall. Rather have a couple of spaces, so 1, 2, we shoved it over one more. I might be able to build some tanks. No, maybe that's too close. We had... Here's our half blocks. We had half blocks, like we were doing in the other rooms, yeah? Sort of along the wall like this. Something like that, maybe. And then we took our tank. It's just to get a general idea here. I don't know whether that's exactly where I want it. I just want to kind of get an idea of how it might look. There's railings on either side is the smart way to do this. Something like this, maybe. We could put a single-sided, whoops, not that. And the normal one. Something like this, I'm thinking. Yeah, that's not terrible. Now, do we still have room under here? Yeah, we've still got a full block space here, so we can connect these in with our conveyors real easy. I imagine this ship is going to spend almost all, if not all, of its time in space, not landing. And I don't know that it's going to have any hydrogen-based engines. But honestly, I just haven't thought about that yet. But seems like a decent place to put them all. And I really want to put mining lasers. I'm thinking about having a big mining laser about here. I want it in the ceiling. And then one at the other end. And then we'll have matching on the other side. That'll give us 4 mining lasers. We've never used them before. One is way more than you need. Like, really seriously, you don't need more than one. But the ship's big and, you know, what you come here for, so. That's not terrible. Makes it into the floor enough. I think you still get a decent view of things. I kind of like this. Might put in more oxygen generators, maybe? Tanks are nice when it comes to hydrogen based engines, but the real key is oxygen generators. Having enough to, once you've exhausted your tank supply, to continue manufacturing while using is really the trick. This is sort of what I was thinking. I like the way the windows are turning out. That's cool. But we are rapidly running out of time here. And believe me, I spent a couple hours mining. I'll do a little more between this episode and next, and we'll come back and kind of flesh out how this works. I want to figure out how the ceiling goes together. So maybe we have... thinking maybe something like this. And then we could run a line of angled blocks along the top like this. And that might give a nice upper edge to those windows. Yeah, see, that looks pretty decent, I think. And that'll give us our ceiling height. I think that the same level as this. Yeah. That'll bring it up to the same height that we'd been working at. It's very cool. It's coming right along. Thank you all for joining me as always. Tune in next time, where we will, we've got to finish off the little nacelle bits. Again, it's sort of not a nacelle per se, but I didn't know what else to call it. And we'll have to move the ship so that we can build its duplicate on the other side. And then we'll frame out what the hangar underneath looks like, which I'm sort of planning to be essentially just one really big room. Doors on either side, so you can fly a ship in one end and out the other. I think we'll try and stuff storage in there. It's either that or we put storage in these side rooms. We certainly could do. There's tons of space. Then we'll have to build the bridge and figure out where the engines go, because I haven't figured that out yet. But yeah, coming right along. I'm anxious to get it in the air. Well, the vacuum, I guess. You know what I mean. Mostly because mining with this ship will be vastly easier than mining with our little hydro miner down there. If you've ever used the mining lasers, you'll understand why. If you haven't, well, stay tuned. You'll see for yourself. And you know, now that I'm looking at this again, maybe the smarter way to do this... I know we're about out of time here, but now that I'm looking at this, I think that would look better, don't you think? If we can't finish this up, have a look. Yeah, I think that looks smarter than this. And I'd do it for the lower area, but then you wouldn't be able to... I wouldn't be able to put a walkway here. I can't do it here. But that, I think, looks smarter than this. So, alrighty. Very good. Have a fantastic weekend. Thanks, as always, for joining me. Have a good one.